You've got 1,000 screenshots on your phone, hundreds of saved videos, how to start a business, how to lose weight, how to eat clean, how to make a shit ton of money, and you're sitting there like, I don't know, I just feel like one day it's gonna happen on its own. I'm manifesting it. I can feel the potential in me. I deserve this. Meanwhile, your brain does jack shit. Literally nothing. So why the fuck does nothing ever change? If that sounds familiar, you're not the only one. This happens to a ridiculous number of people, and it's not because we're lazy or we don't believe in ourselves hard enough. It's straight up psychology, and it has a name. Psychologist Tim Pickle at Carleton University spent years studying exactly this. And here's what he found. Wanting something, believing in yourself, that whole "I deserve this" feeling, that only accounts for maybe 30% of whether you actually get started. The other 70% comes down to something completely different. So what is it? Why does our brain do this to us? Here's what that looks like hour by hour in real life. You wake up with a clear intention. Today's the day I start. You grab your phone, just for a second, to check your messages. 40 minutes later, you're still in there, watching some girl on TikTok explain the exact business you could be starting right now. You close the app feeling like you actually did something. You did your research. Then at night, when the more sober part of your brain kicks in and asks, okay, what did you actually get done today? Turns out, nothing. And that gap between what you pictured in your head this morning and what actually happened, that's it right there. That's the 70%. Here's what's really going on. There's a war happening in your head. There's an ancient part of your brain, prehistoric, that doesn't give a damn about your goals. All it wants is comfortable, right now, zero risk, zero effort. And there's another part that wants the degree, the money, the body, that whole other life. And guess which one wins 9 times out of 10? The old one. Not because you're weak, because it's wired into you at the survival level, not the wanting level. And by default, it has more power. And this is where the second piece clicks in. Your brain doesn't react to the result. It reacts to the anticipation. When you picture yourself rich, in shape, successful, your brain releases dopamine right then, the same dopamine as if you'd actually done it. In the moment, your brain can't tell the difference between "I'm dreaming about this" and "I basically already did this." You get the quick hit right away, just from the daydream, and you feel like shit later that night when the sober part of your brain checks the receipts and sees what you actually did. And there's another lie sitting in our heads on top of that successful people are just different. Like they were born with some discipline gene, 10 out of 10 willpower, and you just didn't get it. That's bullshit. Successful people don't have motivation 24/7. Nobody does. What they have is a system. A boring, repetitive, unglamorous system that runs even on the days motivation is nowhere to be found. Motivation is a feeling, and you can't build anything on a feeling. It shows up and leaves whenever it wants. A system you can build on. Beat your brain at its own game. It's used to getting a hit from fantasy, so give it that same hit, but from something real, even if it's small. Don't write a to-do list with 1,000 things on it. Pick one. One thing. Doesn't matter how small. And at night, you cross it off. It doesn't matter what it was. What matters is your brain registers. We did something. And that's the exact moment things start to feel lighter. And don't stop at just doing the thing. Reward yourself for it. Your favorite coffee, a dessert you actually want, a drive to your favorite spot, whatever feels good to you specifically. Don't beat yourself up over it. This isn't you letting yourself off easy. This is you confirming to your own brain that something got done. Sit in that feeling for a second. That's literally what gives you the fuel to keep going. Here's something almost nobody talks about. Your environment is literally training your brain to procrastinate. Your phone's sitting right there, 40 notifications an hour, and every single one is a tiny hit of dopamine competing with that one small task you set for yourself today. Your brain physically cannot choose the boring effort when instant pleasure is sitting 3 inches away. So it's not willpower that actually works here, it's distance. Put your phone in another room while you work on your thing. Not because you have no self-control, because you shouldn't have to compete with a device that was literally designed to wreck your focus. Now, let me be real with you for a second. You think you're waiting for the perfect moment, that day you finally feel ready. But that day never comes, and it's not because you're not prepared enough, it's because you're scared. Scared that all those visions in your head are gonna crash into reality and not hold up. So let's actually look at that fear. Let's call it out for what it is, and ask what the hell it's even getting to take this many days of your life. It's protecting exactly one thing: your ability to keep believing you're capable without ever putting that to the test. As long as you haven't tried, you get to stay potentially brilliant in your head. But the version of you who's already in the dream house, driving the dream car, that's the exact same person you are right now. No superpower you don't have. The only difference between the two of you is that version took action. So next time that fear shows up in your head, just tell it, "Hold my dick," and go do the thing you were already gonna do. You're not fighting laziness. Lazy people don't exist. There's only a brain choosing comfort because it doesn't know another way. Show it another way. And one more thing that matters here. If today didn't go the way you planned, you didn't ruin everything. Guilt doesn't help you start over. It just piles on another layer of crap you now have to dig through before you can move. Forgive yourself for today and start tomorrow. Not Monday, not New Year's, not "I'll really start once things calm down." That's all the same brain, still trying to get its dopamine from the dream instead of the doing. One small step today. One task crossed off. One reward for doing it. That's genuinely all it takes to start rewiring your brain. And picture the rush waiting for you once you actually start doing instead of just imagining. It's not that hollow high that fades in 5 minutes and leaves you empty. It's a real thrill, watching it become real, piece by piece, with your own hands. Just sit with that for a second. Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. If this take on psychology hits for you, subscribe. There's more where this came from, about what's actually going on in our heads.